girl Raven. Welcome back. Today we are going to tell spooky stories. Halloween is coming up and I'm just really excited. Halloween is coming. Pop some popcorn and tell some scary stories. So I found this website on Google. I just typed in the best scary stories to tell. And somebody's report, her name is Zoe. Let's get it started. First we have to set the ambiance, I think, right? Let's it's like let's turn this down. Set the mood. I got white noise in the background from one of Kurt's PS5 games. Scoot it a little bit. Okay. I think this might be a little too close. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna be so nervous. I'm by myself. The first one is called Who's in My Bed? A father went to say goodnight to his 7-year-old son, very well knowing that if he didn't, his son would have trouble sleeping. It was a nightly routine between them. He entered the dimly lit room where his son waited, under his blanket. With the first glance, the father could tell that there was something unusual about his son that night. But he just couldn't put his finger on it. He looked the same, but he had a grin that drew from ear to ear. You okay, buddy? The father asked. The son nodded, still with the grin, before saying, Daddy, check for monsters under my bed. The father chuckled a bit before getting on his knees to check only to satisfy his son. There, under the bed, pale and afraid, was his son, his real son, and he whispered, Daddy, there's someone on my bed. Okay, I need to stop playing with y'all. I'm sorry. I'm an actress, guys. I am a little creeped out. I will say that story kind of got me. Ooh, girl. The next one is The Cabin. So this one is a little bit longer. A hiker decided to go on a hike by himself, something he was not very used to. The whole day was normal. Trees and bushes engulfed his surroundings. He enjoyed being outdoors in the mountains. Nothing seemed strange to him. That was until he was making his way back to his car. He figured an 8-hour hike was good enough. The sky was already getting dark, and he needed to get back fast. What was odd was how much he didn't recognize the trail back. He began to panic. Night had already taken over, and all he had was a flashlight and no clue on how to get back. He knew it was already too late and too dangerous to keep going through the perilous forest. He began to worry that he would have no shelter for the night, when almost luckily enough, he stumbled across a broken down cabin. It was dark and seemed like no one had visited it in years. But he knew it was the only place where he could rest until daylight, especially since his flashlight was running out of battery. He knocked on the door a few times, but no one answered. So he let himself in, where strangely enough, a perfect bed fitted for one person awaited, right in the center. He knew that if the owner came back, he could explain himself. He was sure that the owner wouldn't mind, or was even probably dead. So he went ahead and got himself comfortable in the bed. As he tried to sleep, he couldn't ignore the collection of paintings around the room. Portraits of strange looking people, all peering at him, each wearing a smile that sent chills up his spine. Not too long after this, his exhaustion from the hike got the best of him, and he was able to ignore the faces. The next morning, he got up early and was shocked to see that there was no paintings around the room, but windows. I'm definitely gonna need to watch something very, kid-like, going to bed. Maybe Victorious, iCarly, Zoe 101, Modern Family, Gilmore Girls. I'm already plotting. Look, I have 2 more stories to go, guys. Oh, 3 more stories. But this is getting good. Okay. The next one is called The Red Wristband. Oh my god. Scared the shit out of me. Okay. A doctor was working at a hospital where patients were tagged with colored bands. Green, alive, red, dead. Night. The doctor was instructed to get a few supplies from the basement of the hospital. And so he headed to the lift. The lift door opened and there was a patient inside, minding her own business. Patients weren't allowed to roam around the hospital to stretch, especially those who've stayed long. The rule was to be back in the rooms by 10. The doctor smiled at the patient before pressing the number for the basement. He found it unusual that the woman didn't have a button already pressed. He wondered if she was headed to the basement too. The lift finally reached the floor where the doors opened. In the distance, a man was limping towards the elevator. And in a panic, the doctor slammed the elevator button to close. It finally did, and the lift began to ascend back up, the doctor's heart pounding. Why did you do that? He was trying to use the lift, the woman stated, annoyed. Did you see his wrist? The doctor asked. It was red. He died last night. I would know because I did his surgery. The woman lifted her wrist. He saw red. She smiled. Like this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go to the next one. Alright. White with red. Oh my god, Aries. I'm gonna have a heart attack over here. Okay. A man just moved into an apartment and heads to the receptionist to get his keys. The receptionist gave him the key with a smile, but warns him, do not disturb the door with no number on his floor. He wondered why, but didn't bother to ask. He was too busy with his new apartment to care. After he finished unpacking, he began to get curious. He questioned why the receptionist would warn him of such... Bro, I'm getting so freaked out. Would warn him of such things. And so he stepped out of his apartment to check the door with no number. He tried the doorknob first, but it was locked. So instead, he got onto his knees and peeked through the keyhole. The apartment that he was looking in was empty. His eyes scanned the whole place before stopping at a woman, standing face against the wall. In the corner, he noticed her pale skin and long black hair before stepping back. Suddenly feeling perverted in a way for invading someone else's privacy, he brushed it off, assuming she was someone that did not want to be disturbed. The next day, he got more curious about the woman and eventually went back, straight away getting onto his knees. He peeked through the keyhole and saw it all red. Red. Assumed that the pale woman must have caught him peeking the last time and covered the hole with something red. He left the door alone and instead went down to the receptionist to ask her questions. The receptionist sighed and asked, "You looked through the peephole, didn't you?" He admitted to it, and so she felt obligated to tell him the story. She told him that a couple used to live in that apartment a long time ago, but the husband went crazy, and he killed his wife. However, this couple wasn't normal. They had pale skin, black hair, and red eyes. No way. Oh my god. Wow. He's found something else. Okay, we got one more. Don't chicken out on me. We will watch something cutesy afterwards. Gilmore Girls is my top list right now, and then it's Modern Family. Depends on how much I need to laugh. I'm at a kind of a serious part in Gilmore Girls, so it's not really a laughing part. Yes, I did start rewatching it. Okay. A mother's call. A daughter was in her room upstairs doing her homework when suddenly she heard her mother's call to come downstairs for dinner. She jumped onto her feet and began making her way towards the stairs. But before even taking a step, hands grabbed her and pulled her into the laundry room beside the staircase. She panicked before realizing it was her mother. Her real mother. Eyes watery and bloodshot. "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." I feel like I'm like Brenda-ing you guys. Have you guys seen Scary Movie? Roll clip. Roll clip. I love it. I love Regina Hall. I love Brenda. I love the Scary Movie franchise. Period. But anyway, I'm so glad that you guys could sit with me through these scary stories. I hope you guys didn't get too scared. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I love seeing you guys here. I hope you guys love seeing me. Bye.